The Pulsar W495 is an emulation of the Neumann mixing EQ of the same name. It's a fairly simple EQ with only 3 bands to work with. The low band is a shelving type of EQ, with frequencies selectable between 40 and 100 Hz with 15 dB of boost or cut. The high band is also a shelving type with 50 dB of cut or boost with a selectable range between 7 kHz and 14 kHz. The mid band is a parametric bell type with adjustable width and a range from 175 Hz to 5.6 kHz. The 3 bands each can switch between mid, sides or stereo. And let's be honest, that's not anything other in functionality than your default EQ in your DAW can do. What is nice though is the addition of a switchable Autogain output, which I would love to see on every EQ. It's ideal when you want to massage an audio track in the mix. Listen to this kick.
You got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on me. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on me. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on me.
Of course, when you don't want to change the perceived level of a track but just have, let's say, more low end, turn it off.
Oh, I can see you making eyes on me. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes.
This plugin adds a second and a third harmonic, and these do not have a linear behavior. The louder the input level gets, the more that third harmonic gets emphasized. This contributes to a slightly more aggressive sound with higher input volumes. Let me demonstrate with the next 2 examples where the level changes. The outputs are level matched. The differences are there, but only clear if you do many repeats between the two. The first snares and the sibilant in catch is where you can hear it.
Gotta catch it for passes over. 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 Gotta catch it for passes over.
Listen again for the snare, but on the mid band. Brace yourself for a bunch of shorter repeats.
Got it, 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 got it.
How much this matters to you, you have to decide for yourself. I wouldn't have minded a separate input gain control because of that. This behavior is also in line of what users of the Neumann W495 mention, and that is that the hardware unit is more aggressive in the high end. Those same users praised the low end. Let's dive deeper into those in a second. Pulsar did give me a pre-release copy of the plugin, but they did not sponsor or see this video before you did. So please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The sponsor of this video is DistroKid. If you need to split the revenue of your releases with multiple collaborators, DistroKid has splits. This enables you to, very simply, split the revenue you make. Add as many collaborators for a release you want and decide how much of the cake they get in percentages. On top of that, you can set recoupments as well, so if you agree on a fixed fee instead of royalties, this is the way to do that. Get 7% off of your first year with DistroKid by using the link in the description. Back to the low end. The frequency range of the low end feels a bit limited by only going up to 100 Hz. But as you can see, this shelf is so broad, it even reaches up to 5 kHz when fully pushed. Going from 40 up to 100, you can really see that the range in the low end gets broader. The sound of the low end is smooth and big, which is to be expected with it being so very broad.
Oh, I can see you making eyes on me. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give.
I couldn't get the low-end boost to properly saturate or clip the plugin at all. It's pretty clean.
Think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it.
It's a nice sound and I really like it on the master bus with the Autogain enabled.
You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think
It shapes the overall tone nicely.
I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good.
The mid-range doesn't go extremely small, but small enough to adjust some problematic areas.
Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it.
With an extreme boost you can even get some nice subtle frequency sweep effects, without going abrasive or harsh.
Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it.
And the mid-side switches work well to do some stereo widening on a more specific frequency, something which I do in mastering quite often.
I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good.
I really liked the sound of the mid-dip when you cut frequencies. It's gentle and never sounds like you remove anything serious. Quite lovely.
Got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me it. Oh, I can see you making eyes on it. You think you got it so good. I can't decide if you can give me.
And I'd happily use the mid-band on everything from individual tracks to buses and masters. It is musical and forgiving, friendly even. The Pulsar W495 is an emulation of the Neumann W495, and I'm happy that Pulsar didn't go one-on-one with the emulation. For instance, the Neumann unit has 2 dB per step controls. Pulsar went for freely adjustable dials, but if you want to make your life more difficult, you can switch to stepped here. There are plenty of oversampling options available as well, but the plugin is already nice aliasing free without these options. Good to have them anyway. If you need a more fully featured and clean EQ, check out the Pulsar 8200, which is in the video displayed on screen and linked in the description below.